Yeah, February 12, we are leaving Ludicrous. Wind is pretty strong. Not supposed to be quite this strong, but I think we'll be okay. It's probably in the high 20s. Now we're seeing 24 knots here as we're running with it. But the wind is supposed to get a little more ease the farther we go north. Steering here in a minute. The great Namib Desert over there. What's interesting to note on our passage up the coast of Africa here is this, I believe, is a diamond dredger. AIS says it's dredging, and it's been in this area for a while, slowly moving southbound, less than a knot. And there's another one over here. Well, the wind eventually died during the night, and we're no longer able to sail. But that wasn't the only reason we've got the engine running now, because we found that the batteries have been going down very quickly. And I'm not really at this point sure why, whether the batteries have become worn out due to being held at 14.5 volts during the month-long stay at the marina, or whether there might be a resistance somewhere in the circuit. But anyway, where the batteries went down to a level in just a few hours that by 5 o'clock in the morning the chart plotter refused to work, and indeed I had to shut off all of the central navigation stuff and start the engine up. So I started the engine up, and it sounded to me like there wasn't water coming out of the exhaust. It had that hollow sound, and I kept my head over the side for about 15 seconds, saw no water coming out, except possibly at one point where the exhaust of the engine was under the water. So I wasn't really sure, and I thought pretty sure the impeller had lost its blades again, which is kind of surprising. It wasn't that old. But so I went in and I had to wake up Carol and get under her bunk and look for a spare impeller, and fortunately there was one there, and it wasn't, I didn't have to go crawling under Matt's bunk to find it in the forward part of the boat. So took off the cover plate of the water pump and found the impeller was fine. Went started up the engine again. This time I could see that although there was water coming out, it was taking, you know, a long time for it to appear. So anyway, that was all right. But we've been running since then, and going on into the future, we're going to have to determine why we're losing the electrical power from the battery so quickly. It's not a situation which is really great. We end up having to use too much fuel to keep the batteries charged. So you can get at the joint. Well, it's February 15, and on our way here to Walvis Bay, our wind indicator, the anemometer, failed once again. But this time it's not an electronic thing, it's a mechanical thing. The ball stopped turning. So that's going to go off the mast, and we'll see whether or not it's just somehow stuck, if there's something wrapped in there, a piece of very light string that blew up there or something. I mean, obviously that's a very far-fetched idea.
Does this seat make me look fat?
More likely it's the bearings have failed finally, in which case we'd have to buy a new unit. So we want to look into it, see what's going on. Well, once again, this anemometer is down, and we'll see what we can do about getting into the bearings there, seeing if we can see what the problem is. February 18, we are getting ready to go on our latest little land tour to the Petrified Forest in Etosha. We've brought the dinghy over to the Walvis Bay Yacht Club, where we're going to leave it for a few days. Matt will return after a few days, and Carol and I will carry on to Etosha. Getting all this stuff on the dinghy, and the three of us, plus the garbage. It was an interesting feat. Heading off north along the coast. Lots of sand dunes. A few scattered places to live in, but not a lot of people in evidence.
What, just get hit?
Yeah, YouTube. First stop here is in Swakopmund, which is just up the coast a bit, 30 kilometers. There is a crystal gallery here that some of us want to see. Yeah, those are crystals. Okay, that's the world's largest quartz crystal cluster on display. As a town, this Swakopmund seems to be a little nicer looking than Walvis Bay. There's a little more character to it. Although it's supposed to be a smaller town. We're just off to get a coffee, and then we'll be on the road again.
talk about the Skeleton Coast. There's like 1,000 shipwrecks up and down this coast. And in the old days, if you got shipwrecked here, you were dead because there was no way to get out.
Minister of Finance.
Minister of Finance.
These guys are selling rocks, colorful rocks. And they pointed out, this is the captain of the boat.
How about you, honey? No, I don't need presents.
It's actually a seal skeleton, but pretty funny.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah, these are Damara people, so
Okay, thank you. Okay.
they've got the clicks and the pops. Now that could be snow. Sometimes it's really, really white, but it's not, it's salt. Your tires are right here. There was a table on the side of the road there, and nobody was manning it, but they're selling little bags of something, salt. That on the left is not mountains, it's a cloud. Cloud over the Col de Gulas. Not Agulhas, but Benguela. Correct, yeah. All along here there's these little stands. We figured they must be selling salt on the honor system or something. Because there's nobody around. See, there's a box underneath it. This is a salt producing area for sure. And there's on both sides. Well, we had to stop just to take a look at one of these and see what it actually is. Oh.
50 cents? 50.
50, 100, 150, or 200. And it's salt, you think?
Yeah, I licked it.
Cool.
I'll lick the part that hasn't been licked by
Okay, like this
100
one.
other people.
all.
Well, that is kind of cool. But I wonder how that would last.
You have to keep it dry.
And it is an honor system, eh?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Hopefully people are good. Up ahead there's white on the left. I would have thought that it was salt or something, but the fact that it's over the ocean makes me think it's waves with some sort of mirage thing going on. I think it's waves.
Waves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're closer to the water now.
In 600 meters, sharp left. Sharp left.
I don't think so.
Right there.
People are fishing all along this coast. Every once in a while you'll see a road driving down to the shoreline with a sign there announcing the name of the fishing area. Here we are. It looks just like snow. The fact that I've missed winter completely in Canada. It's hot out there.
Is it Africa hot?
It's Africa. So here, what we hadn't realized in Skeleton Coast Park, there is an actual gate here at the park, and the book that we had said, we read almost when we got here, that they only allow entry into the park up until 1 o'clock, but now this sign says up until 3 o'clock. And that's good, because if they won't let us in, we'd have to turn around and go back quite a distance and then hit it inland a little earlier. So hopefully we can, yeah, it looks like Matt came out to get the license number of the car, so hopefully it looks like they're going to be able to get a permit for us to drive through. Yeah, apparently no problem. Don't deviate from the main road. Don't visit Tora Bay, also known as Terrace Bay. Don't litter. Okay. No ammunition, no animals allowed. Don't make large fires. Don't throw out objects, including cigarettes, etc., etc. Normal stuff. Cloudier, a little foggier out there.
Yeah.
We're wondering if we're going to run into fog. Now that we're deeper into this park, it's really desolate. According to the GPS, we're driving in the ocean. Yeah, that was something else. Yeah, well, it's getting a little more lush, very scenic. We're not there yet.
Crossing my fingers that it's paved.
Yeah, we just had a flat tire. We had to use our spare. I hit a big rock in the road. So we're kind of sick and tired of this gravel road. Trying to figure out what has happened here. Looks like somebody was driving like I drive.
Yeah. Are you gonna slow down a little more, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's... Oh, he wants you to
Sorry.
go.
We're going to pull him over.
Yeah. Hey, that's not good.
Ah, that's...
How good? Drive forward. Don't let it fall back on you. There we go. There we go. Yeah, baby. Woohoo! Oh, I'll take the high. That's because I came. Yeah, you need to do this, guys. Yeah.
Jeez, that's kind of surprising, eh?
Hey, where are you coming from?
We're just headed over to Khorixas. Huh?
California, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Alabama.
Huh?
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. Wow. Okay.
Don't sound like you're from Alabama.
No,
my
I'm
friend.
10 years. Is this your truck? Yeah, we have
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to change the tire.
Yeah, me too. I had to change one, and the other one starts now to get in trouble.
Oh dear.
It's about 40 kilometers to the next town, so I hope I make it into there.
Oh, is it going flat or what's happening?
Yeah, it started going flat. Oh yeah. I wasn't happy because if I get stuck somehow, I'm doomed in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Alright guys, anything to do?
Looks like it's probably still
I'll
drivable.
send you my bill!
Wow.
I'm surprised it was so hard to get over. I thought maybe we might have been able to do it just with manpower, you know?
Well, as soon as I got a hold of it, it was okay.
Oh, that's right. So we're going to follow our new Alabama friend there who had one flat tire like we did and is worried that the tire may be going soft on him. So he would like us to follow in case he has to bail out of that one and come into town with us.
Of course, the flip side is you can help us if we have a flat.
It's if he looks at his rear view and notices we're not there anymore. Well, we're almost there now. Just a couple of kilometers left to go. There was a sign back there warning you of elephants, wild elephants. You don't see that every day in Canada.
It's the most beautiful place.
It's the place!
300 meters. You will arrive at your destination.
Just before sunset.
Khorixas rest camp. Alright. Yes, it's a dusty road that has no turning. Anyway, we are here. Kind of a cool little place. We've got the, look at this. We've got the family lodge, or whatever you call it. It's the nicest looking thing here. Because apparently we're a family, I guess. So I telephoned the lady at the budget. And she's going to make arrangements to find out for us who in town can get the tire repaired for during tomorrow, or whatever they're going to do. So at least she knows the situation now.
Like a 7 or an airline, choose it. The other ones, the other means that much big
So we had contacted the rental company about what to do about this, and they were sending us to some place in the town here that we could not locate on Google Maps. We were sitting under a tree getting ready to call her back to find out more information. And we had gone to get the car washed, and we were sitting under a tree near the car wash place, and a lady walks up and knocks on the window and says, "You're looking for me." Apparently the repair place was about 60 meters behind the car, and she just walked over, and I don't know how she knew that we were there. It's impossible to know, but anyway, that's why we're here now. Oh, thank you. So that was hilarious. Anyway, so they're taking a look at the tire right now. And after our adventure with the car tire, we're here to see some rock pictures or whatever. How do you pronounce the name of this place?
Twyfelfontein.
Twyfel?
Twyfel.
Twyfel.
Or uncertain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Twyfelfontein. Okay. Yeah, the interesting color combinations with this light blue-gray kind of looking bush here. I would say it's actually bluish colored. So this is a visitor center where we have to buy our tickets.
Okay, so looking here in front of us, this was the old farmhouse from the farmer which was farming here in the 40s. Farmer's name was David Levine. He was the one who called the place Twyfelfontein. He stayed here with his wife and children, and they were farming with the sheep in the area. But if you look from here to the mountain side, wherever you see the green trees and the roof, it is where we are having the original spring Twyfelfontein. Now the spring is having small water, only used to drink by the baboons and the birds. Now we are getting our drinking water from the lodge Twyfelfontein, because the lodge is having its own boreholes.
From what?
The rock engravings drawn by the Bushmen. They have drawn it with the quartz stones because this is all sandstone. That's why the people use the hard quartz for the engravings. The drawings we found in the area, they are dated ages from 2000 up to 6,000 years. And they were using the engravings as communication in between the small groups of them. Looking back to the drawings, we got the giraffe, different antelope footprints, on top two rhinos, above human footprint, in the middle zebra, left-hand side group of giraffes. It was very important for the people to draw animal footprints because they were hunting the animals only by following their footprints. And that was the way of them teaching children. It was like a school to the kids. So looking here on this rock, there we get the symbols of water holes everywhere on this rock. These water holes was used as hunting map by the people, where they could get some animals easily for hunting. It has become more dry and they don't exist anymore. Now we really don't know where these water holes were, but it was used as hunting map by the people. Circles with the dots in the middle, those were the permanent water holes. Circles with other dots, temporary ones, only found during the rain. There they have also drawn different animals by each water hole. On that way, the people knew exactly where to go for hunting, but now not anymore, because it is more dry, less rain, and we don't have much in there. Okay, so then we have got the giraffe down, right down, that's an ostrich, right up to seals. So this told us Bushmen were nomadic people. They travel all around, and on that way they have been to the sea. Main reason for them going there was collecting salt for cooking and then to preserve meat from the flies. For that reason we got the 2 seals been drawn here in the engravings. And this area became a national monument in 1952 and get its World Heritage status in 2007.
Cool.
Let me give you a space if you want to. Get some more of the drawings. We get some oryx, giraffe, human footprint, sable, antelope, flamingo, and we have got the elephant. So the reason for the long tail is that it's having a footprint at the end of the tail and small animal in the mouth. But if you look to the footprint, you will see it is having 5 toes. It was a human being, medicine man, or either the shaman, which has been changed in the form of the lion. It is because of the lion whereby the root has been called the lion man root.
In 300 meters, turn left.
And we made a wrong turn. We made a right when we should have made a left, following the signs back to Khorixas. And now we're going to try an untested route. It's the quickest way if it works.
Turn left.
Well, that's the road that we were going to take. It would have been the shortest way back home, but after it started getting a little bit soft in there, there's no way. We've only got 2-wheel drive here. We're going to take the safer way, slightly longer, unfortunately. Well, after a long drive, we're finally here at the Petrified Forest National Heritage Site. We don't know where they're going in such a hurry.
Take them with?
I can't put them in my pocket.
You'll pay 5,000 Namibian dollars or 12 months
It's only
in prison.
$500.
Oh,
No
wow.
big deal. Plant again?
No, it's just called it the Volvicia.
Belvitia.
Yes, Volvicia.
And this is the female one.
Yes, this is
Notice
the
the little
cones.
cones on the top, yeah? And this is over here is the male.
Little pestles fly to the air.
Yeah, 38 degrees out here today. It's quite hot. And these are pieces of petrified wood on the ground here.
They're all broken up.
Just thousands and thousands of them. Scattered looking like rocks. Yep, feels heavy. Heavy as rock, but obvious. It resembles wood quite a bit. Let's find another piece. Just imagine picking up a solid piece of rock. It's quite heavy. Okay, there's the big log.
limestone from Central Africa. They did not grow here in Namibia. It came with a huge flood of water. It landed here underground, 1,000 meters deep, covered with mud. It was under pressure. It couldn't get any oxygen or carbon dioxide. Different minerals penetrate into it, then it replaces the cells of the wood, then it turns into a rock. The minerals are iron oxide, silica, and magnesium. When it lands here, no roots, no branches. There we clearly see the knots where the branches were. There we see some cracks. That is caused by different climate change and also the lightning. 10 meters long can still expose 1.2 in diameters. This happened 218 million years. In 1940, it was discovered by the locals. As time goes, erosion took place. Now it was on top of the surface. It's even twice heavy and enormous too. The minerals that penetrate into it.
It's heavier than rock even.
So how far did the flood bring it? Like what distance?
Then we'll talk about miles.
Miles? Like how many? Do you know?
500 miles.
Yeah.
Hearing, but nobody has counted them. Maybe with a microscope, but nobody has counted them yet. But the tree, when it was alive, it was 100 to 200 years old. Here we see quartz over here.
Oh yeah.
If I knock here, you will hear something. It sounds like wood. It's hollow inside. Oxygen penetrate inside and got rotten. Wow, solid. Hollow. Clearly see the bark of the tree.
Yeah, here too.
It's a beautiful view down there across the valley.
So on the way back to Khorixas rest camp, we come across the northern end of that road that we were attempting to take and then chickened out on.
Oh, you think it's here?
Yeah, this is a D2628. Here it looks very civilized.
Yeah.
The south end, it was basically an unnoticeable track with car tires going off across the desert.